Hello, you fucks. Welcome to John Solo's Beard Brigade. I'm John Solo, and I have an itchy
Hi.
beard. Hi, Alyssa. How are you today?
I'm sure they got medicine for that.
Yeah, they do. It's called Preparation H, and you put it all over your face, and it's just, at least that's, I don't know. If you find your face smelling like Preparation H, maybe you went out with the wrong guy. I think that's probably the,
Probably.
anyways. I feel like I haven't seen you all week. You've been busy. I know you've been working. You've been helping with Toki and all that. Is every little thing all right? Do you need anything? Can we send you something? Do you need a big hand? Because I have a big hand right here.
We need all the help we can get.
Yeah. Is the new house helping? Is
Oh,
a
yeah.
benefit? Cool.
And
Excellent.
if Toki wants to go outside for some fresh air, I'm able to get him out there by myself.
Now, has Toki, and I might be getting too personal on YouTube here, but is Toki, when you say fresh air, does that mean smoke a cigarette? Has Toki quit smoking now? Has he managed to do that?
Yeah, he has one pack left, and we're letting him have it. So.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to do. I know. I've struggled with it I don't really smoke the cigarettes anymore, although I certainly have in the last 6 months, but I've struggled with it for 6 months. It's not a struggle when you just realize how stupid it is, but it is a struggle when you really, like, when something stressful happens and you're like,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's when it's a struggle. But
And his chair is like 50 pounds, plus he's on top in it. So I just kind of pick it up and put it over the little doohickey thing in front of the front door.
Yeah, the doohickey, is that the technical word for okay, cool, excellent. We'll get in
The little
doohickey.
I don't know what it's called. Doohickey.
Right, doohickey. I'm glad that you're fitting in South Carolina. It sounds like you're doing all right there. We're gonna get into this. It looks like there was a bunch of releases this week, and I got to admit, I am like so close. I told you before we went on to programming genius. I'm working on this SharePoint site for me and Trace and Jody, and I've got it almost fucking working. So I want to do that before getting the booth. So, anyways, I'm gonna.
So you're basically still fiddling.
It's fiddling, but it's a good kind of. It's a very productive kind. It feels like I'm adulting. Okay, it feels like I'm planning to take over the world. Just I need it to be automated because I'm lazy. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm working really hard today, so I don't have to work that hard tomorrow. That's the plan. But anyways, here we go. The first one we had come out this week was
Thick as Thieves, an Astor Valley novel. I think it may be book 4. But yeah, it's a very good series. I really enjoy it. It's by Lucy Lennox and narrated by Michael Dean.
He's your boy. He has facial hair, so that's not him there. So cool. That one came out on the 10th. Then we had
Stop at Nothing, The Chosen Book 5 by Macy Blake, also narrated by Michael Dean.
I feel like I've seen that dude on that cover a couple times now. Is that
Probably.
a Macy Blake regular? Do you recognize the guy?
Yeah. No.
No, you don't? You don't look at the cover, so am I kidding you?
I don't pay attention to the covers.
I get it.
I don't judge a book by its cover either.
I remember very differently. It actually said you did a couple weeks ago. That one came out on the 10th, and then we had
Wicked Heat, Chicago Heat, Book 1 by Ella Frank, narrated by Charlie David.
He's putting a lot more than he used to. That one also came out on the 10th. Then we had
Declared, Star-Marked Warriors, Book 2 by Sam Burns and M.W. Fox, narrated by Michael Fell.
You gotta be careful when you say that name. That one came out on the 10th. Then we had
My Accidental First Date, Raised by Wolves, Book 1 by Casey Morales, narrated by John Curtis.
The only thing that man on that cover does, the only thing he does is work on his abs. That's it. Nothing else. That's all he does all day long. He crunches. He's trying to reach his own penis to suck it. I think that's pretty much that's the only way you can get abs like that, is if you just keep on crunching, trying to reach your own dick. That one came out on the 10th. So. Yeah, and then we had
Better Together Universe box set books 1 through 3 by B.L. Maxwell, narrated by Curtis Michael.
That was also a 10th release. The 10th was a big day, apparently. Then we had...
Yes, it was.
I can't wait for you to do this one.
Yeah. Typhon? Okay. Dracon's Saviors by Brenda Cotham, narrated by Garrett Rains.
You should be a narrator, by the way. You and me, we get along just fine. You say words as good as I do. That one also came out on the 10th. Then we had...
Scorched Emblazoned Book 1 by J.D. Light, narrated by Scott Rose.
And that one's also the 10th. Finally, we get into a new day. We had...
Tapped by My Roommate, Thrust into Love, Book 3 by D.J. Jameson, narrated by Nick J. Russo.
Do you think when they're saying, do you think they mean they just tap them like that? Do you think that's what they're talking?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think that.
We had another one by Susie, or Susan. Sorry, Susan Hawk this week.
Yeah, and I think Betty's listening to this one right now. I can't read that word. Why can't I not read that word?
It's not quite. That's the word. It says not quite average by.
Okay, fine. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
By Susan Hawk, narrated by Michael Dean.
Uniquely. It's a very hard word. I get it. That one came out on the 14th. Then we had...
Balthazar, Warlocks of Amherst, Book 2 by Taylor Ryland, narrated by Michael Furiolo.
How can you say that, but you can't say uniquely?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Balthazar,
say that word uniquely or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
Anyway.
It's very intimidating. Next we had...
How Do You Survive Without Us? Irish Roulette, Book 1 by Kai Brightly, M.D. Gregory, narrated by Mac Ray.
I get the feeling just by the dude's name, Mac Ray, that he's probably Irish. I get the feeling, and I don't know.
I should have listened to the sample, and I didn't. It probably could have told me.
Yeah, well, in case you didn't, you could also listen to the sample for Book 2, because it also came out. There you go.
Yep, Book 2 by Kai Brightly, M.D. Gregory, narrated by Mac Ray.
Lots of production going on there. Then we had, again, our good friend Nicky here, Nick J. Russo. Fire
in the Ice by Ryan Taylor and Josh Harwood, and narrated by Nicky,
and that one came out on the 14th. Then we had...
His Haven, his contemporary MM romance series, Book 3 by Con Riley, narrated by Cornell Collins.
Excellent. I'm telling you,
wow.
you should be a narrator. Then we had
Dragon Ever After, Here Be Dragon series, Book 1 by Louisa Masters, narrated by Joel Leslie.
I've heard a lot about that series. That's the first release of that Book 1 too, I think. But Louisa Masters, she's kind of a big deal. So cool. Then we had
Moonspell, Fated Series Book 2 by Christina Lee, narrated by Iggy Toma.
Excellent. 15th on that one.
Yeah, a lot of Tantor.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of Tantor stuff came out. Yeah, they do their scheduling in advance like that.
Got Me Hoping, Vet Shop Boys Series Book 1 by Casey Cox, and narrated by John Solo.
Whoop. And we got 2 more of those coming out very soon here.
The next one I think comes out at the end of the month.
End of the month, yeah. And we've got 3 of them done, so cool. Keep going. We got Secrets.
Brantley Walker, Off the Books, Book 6 by Nicole Edwards, narrated by Tor Thom and Charlie Ungle.
I think it's Tom. Tor Tom, I think. I'm pretty sure.
You said Thom last time.
I did not. I
you
did lie to you like that. That one also came out on the 15th. Then we had
The New Neighbor, Korea Heights Book 1 by Rye Cox, narrated by Zachary Zaba.
That one's also the 15th. Then we had
Chance, Demon Gate Series Book 3 by Nicholas Bella, narrated by Max Power.
That was the 16th. Man, I'm gonna have to have a coffee break in the middle of this. There was a lot of them that came out this time. Then we moving on to, we got more of the Irish.
Irish Runaway series box set books 1 through 3 by Brina Bradley, narrated by James Talbot.
16th as well. And then, see, there's another man that all he does all day long is he does crunches so he can suck his own cock.
Now this one is Bad Daddy, Naughty Daddy's Book 3 by Jada Marks, narrated by Justin P. Lopez.
I think that's probably, it's a detriment if you have a large penis and you want abs, I think, because you would get there quicker. You wouldn't have to do as many crunches. So probably if you see a person with no abs, that means they have a large penis. Am I wrong there? I mean,
No,
that's good logic.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, it's good logic. So then we had...
We'll call it John Logic. Pine Grove, the complete series by H.J. Welch, narrated by Nick J. Russo.
Yeah, Pine Cove, but close enough. Very good.
I said Pine
think
Cove.
I've seen Nick J. Russo, and he has no abs, so I think I know what that means.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Next time you think of this, next time you think of it, you're
No,
looking at Nick.
I don't want to think of
the
it.
booth. You're going to be like, wow, you're right. He doesn't have any abs.
Yeah, look over in Discord real quick.
Yeah, I see everything going on there. Now we've got you listened to 2 books this week. Is that correct? Calm yourself down now. I don't want to make you laugh too hard. The first one coming up here. Here we go. Now I'm going to put this full screen for you so everybody can see what you listened to. There we go.
Yeah, Single White Incubus by E.J. Russell, narrated by Greg Boudreau.
You said Tremblay wrong, but go ahead.
No, I didn't. I gave this one just 1 bullet. This was my first E.J. Russell book, and I really did enjoy it. It's basically a bear shifter and an incubus accidentally get matched on a supernatural dating site. There wasn't too much sex, but there was a little bit. But it was a slow burn. Wasn't angsty at all. I didn't want any angst this time. And I just wanted short, or not short. It wasn't really short. It was light and fluffy.
Okay. And
Greg did a fantastic job with this. And I can't wait to get into the next one.
Greg is one of those narrators that son of a bitch is amazing. He makes me kind of sick to my stomach when I realize that, I don't know if you're a jogger, Lissa. I don't know if you do any jogging.
No.
But if you've ever done any jogging and you've jogged like with another, like sometimes this person you're jogging with is always just 5 or 6 steps ahead, and it doesn't matter what you do.
Everybody's always 5 or 6 steps ahead of me.
Well,
I got short little legs. I can't walk that quick.
Yeah, it's because you're short. That's that Greg Boudreau, if that's the way you really want to say that name, because I pronounce it Tremblay. He's always 5 or 6 steps ahead. There's really, and maybe it's because, I mean, you know, God bless him. He is quite a bit older than me, but there's still, it's just, he's always just a little bit. So he's one of those guys that just makes me, it's natural talent just oozing out of his huge pores on his big arms. They're just, anyways. I'm glad you liked that book, and that was a 1 bullet, right? Yeah, it's big, huge. You can tell. I mean, and I don't know if this is getting too personal or not. Did you know? Does he have abs? Did you notice that? Or
no, I have not looked at his stomach.
Okay, well, maybe we should figure that out. It's probably a good, important thing to know about someone. Then the other one that you listened to this, okay, I'm sorry.
Well, before we get into that,
please go ahead. Okay.
But before we get into the next one, you might want to explain the bullet rating again for all the newcomers that haven't.
Right. So one bullet means that there's not a lot of sex. Like it happens, but it's really not a sexy kind of book. 2 bullets. Now that means that we're getting a couple of the sexy scenes going on. Now the bullet rating is specifically just for the sexy times. It doesn't mean it had nothing to do with how good the book was or bad the book was. We just know that some things are important to some people, and we want to make sure that they understand. Now 3 bullets, that's getting into you're probably going to have to get some batteries or some charge of some sort or another. You better,
It's
like,
not
if you
safe for
listen to
work.
it in the car, you might want to have the plug-in thing going on.
No.
Four bullets. Four bullets is getting into you. You might want to. You might want to consider making sure that nobody's at home. You know that this is getting to be a problem. 5 bullets. You better be doing some stretches, you know, just kind of some calisthenics before you listen to this, and maybe more like stretching.
Water and eat plenty of bananas and drink lots of water.
Exactly. The bullet breaker means call off next week. It's not you're not going to work. There's going to be nothing like that. And in fact, maybe make sure that you got the Obamacare thing going on, because you might have to go to the hospital at some point. Is that about right? Is that so 1 through 5 and then the bullet breaker? Okay.
And it's like 3 and 4 are not safe for work or home. And make sure you have headphones.
Right. The bullet breaker, though, those are you're gonna keep them in your library time and time again, and you're gonna go back to them over and over and over again, and it's that kind of.
And it's a nice segue into the next book.
Well, you're gonna make me a little nervous with this one, but all right, here we go. I'm gonna put this up in full screen again too. There we go.
Yeah, I listened to the Bound by Love box set. This was a bullet breaker, and Patty did a great job with, I guess this was her first time doing a BDSM book.
Yeah, Patty was a virgin before this book, if I remember correctly. She told me about that.
It's all the BDSM you can handle in one bundle and then some. I mean, there's not much to say about this one, except it's pretty much nothing but sex with a little bit of a plot.
Will be plot. Yeah. I obviously I have some sort of bias here, because I really enjoy Patty Logan to death. I think she's one hell of a gal. She's a good friend of mine. I enjoy talking to her on and off the air, and you know, we talk sometimes. Occasionally, I'm privileged to be able to call her a friend. We talk to her sometimes when I'm not working on one of her books. So I'm a little biased here. I really enjoy Patty Logan a lot.
Yeah, that being said, with her on the phone a couple times.
Yeah, but this book in particular, there's no two bones about it. Well, there's a lot of bones about it. This is a whole lot of the sexy times, and not only.
Oh yeah, and all the growling and one person can handle.
Yeah, we do that. We grunt, we growl, we do all those sounds. But the fact is that it's not about the amount of the sexy times in a book, in my opinion. Now, this is coming from a person who.
No, it's basically how well it's written and how well it's performed.
Thank you. That's very eloquently put. And I do believe, and I can't state, I'm pretty sure she probably would have done better if she would have hired Greg. But the writing itself in the sexy scenes in this was fan-freaking-tastic, in my opinion. Now, what do I know? I'm just a straight white dude that narrates MM romance books. But I'm telling you, I've read a lot of them, and this one was pretty good. So I need to reiterate, you had a bullet, was it 5 or was it a bullet breaker? You don't have to be nice to me.
It was a bullet breaker.
Okay, very good. That's one hell of a review from little Alyssa Gramling, who has been missing. That's fantastic, and thank you so much. Cool.
I haven't been missing. I've been here.
Yeah, we haven't seen you. It's a little awkward lately. It's a little weird not getting my Alyssa Gramling fix on. I'm a Alyssa Gramling fan, so when I don't see you for a few days, I get a little concerned. Not enough I'm going to message you, because that's fucking time. But still, I'm glad that you're okay. So anyways, thank you all for hanging out. Wave bye to the camera. See you soon. Have fun. Peace out. See you next week.